Welcome to the Missouri Association for College Admissions Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/Missouri. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter from St. Louis University. Take it away.
Wonderful, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer Tanner. I'm a regional admission counselor at St. Louis University based in Kansas City, and I work with students from the KC metro area. I've also got one of my colleagues here as well to quickly introduce himself.
Hey, good evening, everybody. My name is Rashad Young. I'm an admission counselor located in St. Louis, Missouri. I recruit kids in the city of St. Louis and County, and also Texas.
Awesome, thank you so much. Rashad will be in the Q&A answering any questions that you might have, so please feel free to ask those as we go along. So let's just go ahead and get started with the basics. So SLU is a medium-sized Catholic Jesuit institution with over 8,000 undergraduate students. We have two campuses, one in St. Louis and one in Madrid, Spain, and we are the second oldest Jesuit university founded in 1818. While we are classified as an urban campus, since we are in the city, we do have a very traditional campus feel. What does it mean to be a Jesuit institution? So the Jesuits are one of the largest orders of Catholic priests. And what it really means to be a Jesuit institution has to do with our philosophy on education. So we believe in educating the whole person academically, socially, physically, spiritually. We believe in academic excellence, social justice, and being a person for others. One of the ways that SLU lives out its Jesuit mission is of being men and women with and for others is through service. So you can see here that faculty, staff, and students have recently contributed over 1.98 million hours of community service because our campus really does want to make a difference. While we are a Catholic institution, we are absolutely a home to all faiths. So what do you want to major in? Well, at SLU, we offer nearly 90 undergraduate programs for you to choose from. All of our majors are technically direct entry, but there is a lot of flexibility within our programs. Some of our popular majors, in no particular order, physical therapy, biology, accounting, all of our business programs, honestly, aerospace engineering, communications, nursing, flight science, and psychology, just to name a few of them. Few of our programs are freshman direct entry only, nursing, our 6-year doctorate in physical therapy, and our 5-year master's in occupational therapy. You do have to apply as a senior in high school. Most of our majors do have a hands-on learning experience, such as internships, clinicals, research. Just to give you a few examples, students in our aerospace engineering program utilize a wind tunnel during their senior design project. School of Business students intern in St. Louis. We have 9 Fortune 500 companies, and we've been ranked as one of the best startup cities in the nation. But they also, so they intern at companies like Emerson, US Bank, Boeing, Monsanto, Edward Jones. And then students in our School of Nursing spend over 300 hours in clinical starting their sophomore year. Generally speaking, we are a top research university, so you can start research as early as freshman year. And while hands-on learning experiences have been more challenging in higher education this year with COVID, we have still been able to provide an in-person experience for our students this entire year. Just want to quickly talk about what there is to do on campus. We do have 18 D1 sports, we have 30 club sports, and 50 intramural programs. If you're not into athletics, we have around 150 student organizations on campus. They range from culture, government, media, sports, service, Greek life, and more. We also have our own campus in Madrid, Spain. We are a study abroad friendly school, so you can choose from our campus in Spain or our 45 locations all around the world. So how do you become a Billiken? Well, it is free to apply either on the Common Application or on our website. We do require your essay and an official high school transcript, and we are test optional. We're in a 3-year test optional pilot, so those who choose not to submit their test scores will not be disadvantaged in any way. We also recommend a resume and 2 letters of recommendation, and we do start releasing admission decisions in early November as we are rolling admission, but we do encourage you to apply by December 1st. We will be here the rest of the evening answering questions, so please feel free to put them in the Q&A for Rashad or myself, but thank you so much for coming to learn a little bit more about SLU.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from the University of Missouri, St. Louis.
Awesome, thank you so much. So my name is Adrienne Groves, and I am a student recruitment specialist at UMSL. I also have David Wood here with me. He can introduce himself.
Hey everybody, my name is David Wood. I'm also an admissions rep with UMSL. I primarily do recruiting in the St. Louis public schools, Kansas City, and Chicago.
Awesome. So David's going to be in the chat also to answer any questions that you would have. So I'll go ahead and get started. Start out, we're the University of Missouri St. Louis, or UMSL, as some of you might know. We're in the UM system, but we were founded in 1963, which is pretty young. So we're the baby of the family. We are the largest public university in St. Louis, and our campus is pretty large. We used to be a golf course, so it's really pretty with rolling hills and ponds and geese walking around. We're a medium-sized institution, so around 16,000 students, but our class sizes are much smaller, so you get that 19:1 student faculty ratio, really get to know your professors and your peers. These are going to be our top programs. So our criminology, criminal justice program, we are ranked number 5 in the nation for our research. Our business school, we have a 100% job placement rate with that. We do offer a clinical guaranteed spot in nursing if you come in with a 3.0 and a 24 on your ACT. And UMSL does certify the most educators in the state of Missouri. And we also have a joint engineering program with WashU in St. Louis. So if you're interested in mechanical, civil, or electrical engineering, you can come to UMSL for your first 2 years and then go on to WashU, but you're paying UMSL prices the whole time. So those are not our only majors. We do have over 50 different majors and about 100 different tracks that you can go on. We do have some fast track programs and partnerships as well. Study abroad is very big at UMSL because we have 40 different countries with 100 different programs to choose from, and we're always helping you find scholarships to make that affordable. We are a research institution, so your professors are doing active research and you get to be involved in that. And then I always like to point out Pierre Laclede Honors College because it is more of a liberal arts style learning, and you get to have smaller class sizes, and all students get additional scholarships if you are involved in Honors College. So there are quite a few different offices on campus that help make the transition from high school to college a smoother one. So like the Health, Wellness, and Counseling Center, that is free to you. And then you get 5 free counseling sessions as well. The rest of them are just kind of a sample of what we do have that are going to help you throughout your whole time here. OCall is where traditionally first-time students live on campus. There's no requirement to live on campus for our students, but it's strongly encouraged because you get to meet people and all that good stuff. And there's a nice heated saltwater pool. So I always like to point that out because we have pool parties at the beginning and the end of each year. There's also a lot to do on campus, so a lot of ways to get involved with organizations and everything, over 120 different organizations to get involved with. Also, our rec center is free for you. It kind of has everything. We have a performing arts center on our campus that world-renowned performers come and our students get to perform in as well. And then we're Division II athletics. We're in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. So if you are interested, we kind of have everything for both men and women, traditionally, just not football. And then we just like to highlight St. Louis is great, and you get a free parking pass, and also we're about 15 minutes north of downtown St. Louis. This is kind of what we look for our credits. So thinking about that when you are applying, what you need to get in. We also look for a 24 or an 1160 on the SAT. And if you don't have that, it's just based on a sliding scale. So we have all of this information on our website if you do want to look more in depth about our requirements. And we are in a test optional policy kind of test running it. And so if you are interested in, you can apply without a test score. You just need that 3.0 GPA and a personal statement in place. This is what our cost of tuition kind of looks like. So it's pretty affordable in the state of Missouri and Illinois. And our merit-based scholarships that you're going to get automatically based on your test scores and your GPA. And then that's it. So if you have any more questions, definitely, stop in the chat and everything.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from St. Charles Community College.
Awesome. Okay, so I am Barbara Stratman. I'm an admissions recruiter at St. Charles Community College. Mary Koch is our admissions specialist. She is answering questions in the chat, so feel free to reach out while I'm sharing a little bit about SCC. Our main campus is in Cotterville, Missouri, off of Mid Rivers Mall Drive, and we have an additional campus in Darting Prairie off of Highway 4061. There are about 6,000 students enrolled at SCC. Pre-COVID, the average class size was around 20 students. Our in-person classes taking place right now have been reduced to 10 students together for distancing. We are currently offering in-person, remote, and online learning class options. We have about 50 clubs and organizations on campus. These are hobby-based groups, identity-based groups, and pre-professional organizations. No matter where you end up going to school, my advice for you is going to be get involved in something. This is where you're going to make new friends at your new school, as well as find leadership and volunteer opportunities that are going to look great on your resume. Our athletic teams include men's baseball and soccer, women's softball and soccer, and co-ed cross-country track and field. Scooter McCougar is our mascot. You can see him there on the screen. And our first on-campus apartment complex called Campus Lake Apartments, as well as a Starbucks, both opened up on campus just last year. So we're still really excited about what's happening on campus. A majority of our students are going to take classes or complete an associate's degree, a 2-year degree, in preparation for transferring to a 4-year school. So on the screen, I have a list of our degree options. You can see the top half of the list, the Associate of Arts in Teaching, Associate of Fine Arts, and the Associate of Science. These are noted as our transfer programs. These are 2 years of general education classes and introductory courses to prepare you to transfer to that 4-year school to obtain your bachelor's degree. Then at the bottom is the Associate of Applied Science. These are career and technical programs. This is 2 years of in-depth education to prepare you to go right into the workforce. In the Associate of Applied Sciences, we do have some of newer options. This is animation and gaming under computer science. That's a really popular one right now. If you are interested in drones and lasers and experimental fields, you want to check out our agriculture department. We also offer welding, and they're about to get a new facility here in the next 2 years. We teach stick welding, MIG welding, and TIG welding, and we are certified as a Sense site by the American Welder Society. At our Darting Creek campus, we have our allied health programs and virtual hospital. So our nursing programs, we have RN and LPN. They no longer operate on a wait list. You apply to that program the semester before you wish to begin. So making sure you stay on top of your admissions requirements is really important because it is selective and you want to be a competitive candidate for that program. We also have fully online health information management degree. Health occupation programs also take place at the Darting Creek campus. So that's going to be pharmacy technician, phlebotomy, and the certified nurse assistant, the CNA. In October at the Darting Creek campus, lots of new things happening over there. In October, we opened up our second building, which that is the permanent home for our experimental fields in the agriculture department. It is also going to be the home of our culinary and brewing programs that will be opening up this fall. So that's very exciting. The admissions process at SCC is pretty straightforward. You're going to complete your free online application. Send us any high school, college transcripts that you have, and then you'll speak with an academic advisor to register for classes. For this upcoming summer and fall, registration is going to open up mid-April. Please complete your FAFSA if you are interested in applying for financial aid or if you are participating in the A+ program. A+ program is very popular at FCC, so make sure you're talking with your guidance counselor that you have obtained your hours and meeting those requirements. We are currently offering virtual and on-campus appointments at this time. So Mary and I would love to chat with you after this evening, but thank you so much for spending some time with us tonight.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from Webster University.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us this evening. My name is Morella, and I'm an admissions representative at Webster University. Fun fact about me is I'm actually a graduate of Webster. I'm also in grad school at Webster, and I work here. So I'm a walking Webster billboard. I know all about this school and what it means to be a student here, and I like to share that experience with you all. I just want to mention that my presentation is actually a live website. I have included my contact information and the link to this presentation in the chat, so you guys can just bookmark this link and refer back to it as many times as you'd like. There are some clickable links in here that I think would be really beneficial to you all. So go ahead and bookmark that and you'll have this presentation whenever you need to go back to it. First and foremost, we're here, we're open. Webster is open due to the very strict safety protocols we've put in place for COVID. And we've been lucky enough that that's been working for us. Everybody's been cooperating. Our students are living in their dorms. Everybody's safe, happy, healthy. So just a shout out to everyone who cooperated and made that possible for us. For those of you who don't know, Webster is in Webster Grove, which is an area of St. Louis. It's a nice little quaint neighborhood. We've been around for quite some time. We were founded in 1915. We used to be an old Catholic private school and then eventually became the big global university that we are today. We're a smaller school. We have about 2,100 full-time undergraduate students. When I went to Webster, I typically had about 15 students in class with me, and I find that to be true a lot of the time today as well. We cap at 25 students, but you're typically going to have about 15 students in class with you. We have a 9-to-1 student to faculty ratio as well. Webster offers over 120 different programs within 5 different departments. We like to call them schools and colleges. When you guys get to this page, you can just click on these links here and see all the different programs that we offer. I don't have time to go through all of them with you, but we have a very diverse pool of programs that we do offer our students as well. Webster is one of those universities that makes it really easy for you guys to transfer credits. So about 50% of our students are actually transfer students, but for those of our students that come in as freshmen, a lot of you guys are probably taking dual credits and college credit courses while in school. Well, as long as it's an accredited institution, Webster is going to give you that credit. I know some schools can be nitpicky about that. Webster really tries to make that possible for our students. We have over 70 different clubs and organizations. When you get this link, if you click right here, you'll be able to see those clubs and organizations. They range from things like the Multicultural Club. There has been different clubs like Quidditch. When I went to Webster, they used to play Quidditch on the lawn. So whatever you'd like. It's really easy to also make your own club. So if you can find 9 other people that agree on the same thing, if you guys all really like mac and cheese, you can have a mac and cheese club. That's how simple it is to make a club at Webster. I like to say that we offer something for everyone, and I really mean it. On top of everything else, we're also a D3 athletic school. So if you play sports in high school and you'd like to continue that at Webster, we can definitely make that happen for you. These are the men's sports we offer, and these are the women's sports. This guy right here is our Gorlock. He is our mascot. He is a cutie in my opinion. He did end up on a BuzzFeed article about the weirdest college campus mascots. So I like to point that out too. Our dorms are nice, modern, comfortable. It's you and another roommate and you guys share a bathroom with your suite mates next door. So 2 to a room, 4 to a bathroom, or 4 to a bathroom. And then we have free laundry for you as well. So we do have that option. If you click on this link right here, you'll be able to get a 360 view of the dorm room and the housing. We have an amazing study abroad program. I know other schools have study abroad programs, but Webster's is very refined. And that's because we have a Webster University across 4 different continents. If you go to any of these places, there's a Webster University. You're going to be staying in a Webster dorm. What that means for you is that your financial aid, your tuition, your scholarships, it all travels with you. So it makes you feel better to know that you're at a Webster University. It's safe, it's vetted. We've been doing it for years. We also pay for your first time round trip ticket as well when you do that. To apply to Webster is super easy. You can do it 3 ways. You can apply online on our website. It's free, no application fee. Apply through Common App or College Coalition app. We're test optional, so you don't need to submit test scores. We just request your transcripts. If you have test scores, we will take those. That would be great. We're open for visits. We're here, so you can visit our website to schedule that. We'd love to have you on campus for a tour. The most important question is probably finances. The tuition is $28,500 for regular students not in the conservatory, but we offer very generous scholarships at Webster. Our lowest scholarship starts at $13,000 and it ranges all the way to $19,000, and that's per year for all 4 years that you're here. So that takes out a big chunk of that tuition. On top of that, we'll stack any other scholarships that you're bringing in from outside sources. And then on top of that, we can stack anything that you get from your FAFSA as well. Make sure to fill out your FAFSA. So Webster does a really great job about making our school affordable and accessible to our students as well through those scholarship opportunities. We also have competitive scholarships. One of them is a full tuition competitive scholarship. You can find those if you click on this link here. The rest of this is just contact information. Like I said, please copy this link, bookmark it so you have it, but please visit webster.edu/visit to schedule an in-person visit. You get to have my beautiful face there along with the rest of my team and our contact information if you need anything. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next, we'll be hearing from the Missouri Scholarship and Loan Foundation.
Hi, my name is Taylor Grimm, and I'm the Program Manager for Missouri Scholarship and Loan Foundation. So today, as you're listening to all this exciting information from these great schools, you're probably, thinking to yourself some questions about how to pay for college. So paying for college, sometimes scholarships and grants can be a big part of that equation. So we wanted to tell you a little bit about the programs that Missouri Scholarship and Loan Foundation has to offer. I also want to let you know that my colleague Melissa is also on here tonight, and so she can monitor the questions that you ask through the Q&A function. So as a quick introduction to our organization, we're a nonprofit that offers scholarships, grants, and interest-free loans. Our target is strictly Missouri students attending Missouri schools, so that includes both 4-year and 2-year institutions and also both public and private institutions. Today, I'm happy to share information about 2 of our programs in particular that are focused on helping current high school seniors who will be attending Missouri institutions in the fall. So first of all, we have a large scholarship program called the Access Extra Scholarship. This is a quick, easy scholarship application that has no essay questions. So for this scholarship, we're looking for students who meet 2 requirements. First, they need to have either a 3.8 or higher weighted or unweighted cumulative high school GPA, or a 27 or higher ACT. And then second, they need to have a 12,000 or less expected family contribution, or EFC. So for that EFC, you can find that number on your student aid report, or SAR, that's generated once you complete the FAFSA. So you can also find your SAR by logging into FAFSA.gov using your FSA ID, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you have about that. So you need to be attending a Missouri institution in the fall, which can be a 2-year, 4-year public or private institution. I'm sorry, it looks like I may not be sharing my screen, so I'm going to see if I can fix that. I apologize. So I'm hoping now that y'all can see my screen. So our first 2 slides were just an introduction, and then our 3rd slide had more information about that Access Extra Scholarship that I was telling you about. So to finish up that, the Access Extra Scholarship is a first-come, first-served scholarship, and the application for the 2020-2021 academic year closes on May 31st, 2021. So the award amount for the scholarship is $2,000. The scholarship is renewable for a total of up to 4 years, and the application is open on My Scholarship Central, which I'll tell you a little bit more about here in a minute. For the current academic year, we funded nearly $2 million of these scholarships, and for 2020-2022, we're hoping to fund $3 million or more in these scholarships. So our next program I wanted to tell you a little bit about is our interest-free, fee-free loan called MOACAC. This is a gap loan program to help Missouri students who are attending Missouri institutions so they can fill that gap after all their federal aid, state aid, institutional aid, and other aid such as private scholarships are put in place. If there's still a gap, you can apply for MOFELP, and MOFELP would replace all other gap funding such as PLUS loans or alternative loans. So MOFELP is interest-free and fee-free for the life of the loan. For 21-22, you must meet the general criteria listed on this slide. The new application for 2020-2021 won't be available until late May or early June, but you can find it when it's released and more information on our website, MOSLS.org. So I also wanted to tell you a little bit about My Scholarship Central. Our scholarship applications are on a website called My Scholarship Central, which is a scholarship search and application site with over 100 different scholarship opportunities across the state of Missouri. So we really like this website, and we've chosen to put our applications on here because it's easy for students to use. And once you go on here and apply for something, say you wanted to apply for our Access Extra Scholarship, you will also be matched with other scholarship opportunities that you may be eligible for, which can really help you maximize your scholarship dollars. So every dollar you can get in scholarships or grants is a dollar that you don't have to pay back in loans. So there's a lot of scholarship money available on My Scholarship Central. Last year, over $9.4 million were awarded to students on this website. So a good place to start is the My Scholarship Central search tool. So on this tool, you choose the region where you live, and then you can see all the scholarship providers that serve your area. Some of these scholarship providers might have their application on Scholarship Central, and then some of them won't, but you can follow their links and find out more about their programs and apply from there. So for the providers that do have their application on My Scholarship Central, you will first fill out a general application with your basic information, and then from there you'll be shown a list of scholarship opportunities that you're eligible for. So for those applications, you'll need to answer a few more specific questions for that opportunity. Depending on the opportunity, it may be an essay. It just depends on what the opportunity asks for. But after you've completed that, you're done. And if any more applications, any more opportunities come on the site that you're eligible for, they come on the site at a later time, you'll receive an email saying, hey, you're eligible for this, you should apply. So we really encourage you to go on there and take a look. If you qualify for Access Extra Scholarship, that's awesome. Definitely fill out the application. But even if you don't, go take a look around My Scholarship Central and see what else you may qualify for. So please feel free to reach out with any questions about our programs or if we can help you with your scholarship search. So if you have any questions about My Scholarship Central specifically, contact Caitlin Venta, and she'll be happy to help you with any of those questions. So we appreciate your time tonight, and we'll continue taking your questions tonight via the Q&A function.
Thank you. Lastly, we'll be hearing from the University of Missouri.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tim Eggleston. I am an admissions representative with the University of Missouri, also known as Mizzou. We are a large public research university with over 30,000 students on campus. We draw students from across the state of Missouri, all 50 states, and over 120 different countries from across the globe. We serve as both the land-grant campus as well as the public research university for the state of Missouri. So we kind of serve these two parallel missions. And really the big takeaway there is that we're really well resourced, and hopefully we'll be able to highlight that as we move throughout. Represented on the map, you can see where we draw a lot of our students, obviously heavily represented drawing students from the state of Missouri and a lot of other Midwest states, but we draw students from California to New York, Texas to Georgia. We're located in Columbia, which is smack dab in the center of the state on Interstate 70, about 2 hours from both St. Louis and Kansas City. Columbia is the fourth biggest city in the state of Missouri, about 120,000 people living in Columbia, not including college students that come from Mizzou, Columbia College, and Stevens College. So lots of young people, lots of energy, lots of things to do. The other great thing is Columbia really is an easy community to navigate. Literally, if you're standing on Mizzou's campus, right on our quad, you're a 3-minute walk from downtown Columbia, just steps from all sorts of shopping and boutiques, some fantastic restaurants, live music venues, a small independent movie theater, grocery store, coffee, ice cream, everything that you need right there. We host a number of different festivals every single year, including the Roots and Blues Music Festival, as well as one of the largest documentary film festivals in the country, the True False Film Festival. We also have access to over 67 outdoor hiking, biking, and running trails in Columbia, including a trailhead right across the street from Mizzou's campus. So really, I think Columbia is a fantastic place to spend 4 years as a college student. If you're thinking about applying eventually, at Mizzou, we have 2 applications that you can access. We have our online application through our admissions website. We are also on the common application. At Mizzou, we operate on a rolling admission. So students apply anytime starting August 1st of their senior year. And by the time we receive their application and their other materials, you'll have a decision back from us, usually within 2 to 4 weeks. We have 2 different pathways for admission. Either way, the pathway that you choose, we're going to require that students have these 17 core classes that they're taking in high school. The students missing one of those core classes, it's not going to keep them from being admitted to Mizzou. We'll look to see other classes that they took in its place. Our first pathway option is our traditional pathway using a standardized test score. Essentially, the higher your test score, the lower either your high school class rank or your high school core GPA can be. So if you just move from left to right, you'll notice that. Mizzou, we will super score on standardized tests. So students can apply in the fall of their senior year, but they can continue to send additional test scores or other materials, including transcripts, really all the way through the summer of their senior year. We also did just announce that we have extended our test optional pilot program. We are likely going to be making a few tweaks to this summer, but essentially for students that are applying test optional this past year, we evaluated their application holistically using their high school transcript, looking at the types of courses that they were taking, and then also asking that they submit a personal statement or essay in addition to a resume. At Mizzou, we have a lot of different resources available to students and opportunities. We have over 300 different academic programs, including a great Discover program for students who are kind of in the midst of their career search, and then 600 plus student organizations and 20 Division I sports. I think that's one of the big draws for a lot of students is you can really kind of customize your experience at Mizzou, whether that's academically, socially, and getting the best of both worlds and taking part in those big time college athletics. Regardless of the major that you choose, you will get hands-on experience through what's called the Missouri method, which is essentially is learning by doing. Every single major on Mizzou's campus prides themselves on students getting real-time professional experience by the time that they graduate. So what does that look like? To provide you some examples, our College of Education students, they're in the classroom their first year doing observation as an assistant in the classroom by their second year, doing full-on student teaching by their senior year. Our True Last College of Business has a 100% internship placement rates. Our Sinclair School of Nursing students will graduate with over 700 clinical hours by the time that they graduate, with all of those clinical spots in Columbia on Mizzou's campus or within 10 to 15 minutes of Mizzou's campus. And then our Missouri School of Journalism, the university owns and operates 15 professional media outlets, including the NBC affiliate news station, Columbia, Missouri newspaper, as well as 2 advertising agencies. Some other quick things we want to highlight. We do have quite a bit of scholarship offerings, including automatic awards and competitive scholarships, which are due by December 1st of a student's senior year. So we recommend students apply sometime between August 1st and mid-November. So you still have some time, at least a couple of weeks, to work on some of those competitive scholarship applications. For any out-of-state students, we do have a very straightforward residency policy where students have the opportunity to gain in-state tuition after 1 year on campus. So you can learn a little bit more about that if it applies to you. Some important dates and deadlines that we always like to highlight. Once again, applying for the fall, submitting your FAFSA in the fall. As we get into the winter and the spring, you're going to get more information about scholarship dates and deadlines, housing, orientation, final financial aid offers coming in in March. And then we'd always love to host you for a visit. So anytime, whether that's in person or virtually, we'd love for you to get to know us a little bit more. And this is our contact information. I will go ahead and post my personal contact information in the chat. But thank you all so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you. I'd like to just invite all of the reps to come back on and do a quick round of Q&A. Here. So if everyone could just share what advice you would give someone going through the college search process, and you can just respond in the same order that you presented in, starting with St. Louis University.
I'll let you handle this.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's a great question. I know those kids that's coming from different grades and, they're looking at different schools. My advice is always to find a school that's always a perfect fit. The schools that are large or small, they're medium sized. So find a school that's a fit for you, where, regardless if it's major or if it's interest, but just find a school where you feel like it's going to be a perfect home for you for the next 4 years.
Yeah, I'll go next. I would say that definitely get organized. That's probably, really huge when you're looking at a ton of different schools. So definitely check out as many schools as you've thought would be, great fit for you, but kind of stay organized in your school and like what you're, looking for in school and everything like that.
I would say definitely get on campus. And I know that can be challenging right now, but that could be a formal visit with a tour or you just walking around campus and exploring yourself, but figure out if the vibe feels good to you, and also try the food. If you don't like the food, you may not want to go there.
I'm going to answer for myself and Alemuel, who is the other admissions rep here from Webster. I would say I always like to tell my students to stay as connected as possible and reach out as much as they can to us admissions reps. This is what we're here for. This is our job, is to help you through this process. This last year, you guys know, I don't need to tell you, has been really rough on you all, and we understand that. And a lot of you were virtual, so you didn't have your counselors or your teachers there kind of pushing you and motivating you. It was all self-motivated. We're here to help you through that process. It can be very daunting, so reach out. I have students who apologize for sending me so many emails and asking questions. I love that. I love when you guys reach out. I love when you ask questions. So do that. We're going to be your best resource for all the information you need.
I guess I'll jump in, and I think to just kind of echo all of my colleagues, I really don't have a ton to add besides maybe just making sure that you're spending time seeking out opportunities to talk to current students on a college campus. Admissions counselors, we're going to provide you a lot of information, but think of us too as kind of a connection to the rest of the campus too. Let us introduce you to students, get you connected to student panels, because students are the ones that are living and breathing the experience right now. They were just sitting where you all were, trying to wrap their minds around this big decision that they're trying to make. So kind of let them share their advice and what they've learned along the way. How did they adjust to college? What was their big, transition? What has their experience been like on the campus? So definitely make sure that you tap into those student resources. And it doesn't always have to be super formal too. If you know people right now, friends, family that are in college, like just ask them like, hey, what's it like at college A, B, C? So that's in addition to what like I said, my colleagues have all mentioned too.
Awesome, thank you. We do have some more time, so I'm just going to ask another question too. So if everyone wants to share their favorite event or tradition that takes place on their campus, and we'll just go around again.
Absolutely, I'll go ahead for Slew Rashad. So I will talk about tradition, which really ties into our mascot, the Billiken. If you haven't seen a Billiken, go ahead and Google it because you won't understand what I'm talking about. But the Billiken is a symbol of good luck on our campus. And the tradition is to rub the belly of the Billiken for good luck, whether before exams or there's a statue right outside our basketball stadiums or right before some of our big basketball games as well.
Awesome. At UMSL, we have kind of in the middle, in the spring, we call it Mirth Week. And so honestly, it's just kind of like a whole week to really have fun. We have carnival games and food trucks that come every day. And then there's usually always a performance at the end of the year. So it's really just to kind of like take a break from school, you know, on some days and kind of just have fun.
So at St. Charles Community College in the fall, we have the Fall Fun Blitz, and the spring we do the Spring Fling, where we fill up the area outside in between all the buildings with food and vendors and music and games. And it's just a couple days of really good vibes on campus. So those are some of my favorite days on our campus when the weather's really nice and everyone's just out and about again.
Mine for Webster is kind of a silly one. Every single year at Webster, we have an event called Humans versus Zombies. We all start off as humans and everyone brings their Nerf guns. And by the end of it, the goal is for everyone to become a zombie. So that's a really fun event that we all get to participate in.
At Mizzou, homecoming's a really big deal. We have the longest continually running homecoming celebration of any college in the country. So we usually say it's more of a not just a week at Mizzou. It turns into about a month-long celebration. You have campus decorations, you have skits performed, a lot of social opportunities, step shows, business fairs. There's a community service projects, one of the largest student-run blood drives in the country. You have a big parade, football game. So it really does kind of bring back people that have graduated from Mizzou that are looking to reconnect with friends, but also kind of see all that students are accomplishing too. So I definitely would say homecoming is a big tradition at Mizzou.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for sharing and thank you for joining us. When you go to close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. And we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this was just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/Missouri. I see that there are still some Q&A questions open. And we do have about 3 minutes before the end of our session. So I can just leave the Zoom running for you all to continue to respond to those. All right, it looks like there are no more active Q&A questions. So good night, everyone. Bye.